So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're going to take a quick look at the Pyrana boomstick. This is an automatic secondary shotgun that does 108 damage per shot, 86.4 out of which is slash and 10.8 is both impact and puncture. The accuracy is god-awful at only 5, but since this is a shotgun and has damage fall-off, it's not that big of a deal. The reload time is also pretty long at 2 seconds, especially since the weapon only has 5 rounds in a magazine. But it's not all bad because the critical strike chance is really good at 20% and the multiplier is also really good at 200%. Another good thing is the fire rate, because this weapon fires 4.2 rounds every second, so with a little bit of fire rate from lethal torrent you can fire off your entire magazine in under 1 second, resulting in really high burst damage. And the status chance for a shotgun is too low, it's only 10%, so it's not worth modding for. Now the build I'm using in this video and the one I would recommend for this weapon is a pretty standard crit build for secondary weapons. I'm using Hornet Strike for more damage, Barrel Diffusion for multi-shot, Lethal Torrent for fire rate and multi-shot, Pistol Gambit which will push my critical strike chance up to 44%, and Target Cracker which will push my multiplier up to 320%. And to top it off, I'm using 3 elemental mods based on the faction I'm going up against, so most of the time it's going to be Convulsion and Pathogen rounds for corrosive damage and Heated Charge for heat damage. Now if you're going up against the Corpus, you want to swap Pathogen rounds with Deep Freeze and then swap Pathogen rounds with Heated Charge, creating magnetic and toxin damage. And if you're going in a high-level Grenier mission where there's going to be a lot of alloyed armored units, you can swap Deep Freeze for Heated Charge, giving you radiation and toxin damage with Pathogen rounds. Now, as I've said in the beginning, this is a boomstick. There is no other word for it. It even sounds like a proper boomstick. But it also kicks like a boomstick, so without any recoil compensation, you're not gonna hit a damn thing. And believe it or not, it's actually not too hard to compensate for, especially if you're not aiming down sights, even though it kicks like a bloody mule. Now this is only a Mastery Rank 3 weapon, and it's not too hard to get because it comes from the Tenno Lab in the dojo. The blueprint will cost you 15,000 credits, and to build it you will need additional 20,000 credits, 2 control circuits, 800 salvage, 200 alloy plates, and 1 Forma. Or alternatively, you can buy it from the market for 175 platinum, but I would not recommend doing that because that is far too expensive. I absolutely love the way this weapon feels. It's just fun to run around and shoot things with it. And most of its damage comes in the form of slash as well, so it's really effective against all the factions with proper modding. Slash damage is just really good. It can be effective against any of the factions. Versus the Infested, slash damage is good by default. Versus armor targets like the Grenier or Corrupted, you can run corrosive projections. And versus the Corpus, a little bit of magnetic damage with a tiny bit of toxin damage is gonna do the job as well. Especially if it's loaded in a boomstick that can unload its entire magazine in 1 second. I got this weapon as a gift from one of my subscribers, and I do not remember your name anymore, but thank you very much. I did not expect anything from this weapon. I just got it as a gift. I looked at it, I was like, okay, Mastery Rank 3 weapon, let's see what it does. And turns out this weapon is bloody amazing. It may not do as much damage as the Brak or the Maillock or even Vaco Maillock, but it's really easy to get. As I've said already, it's only Mastery Rank 3, it's not very expensive to build, and the high amount of slash damage combined with high critical strike chance and high multiplier make it into a really good weapon. It is a short-ranged weapon, but it is really good at what it does. So the downsides are very short range because the spread and the fall-off are really bad. And it's a Tenno Lab weapon, so it doesn't have any polarities by default. So if you want to use the same build that I'm using without any primed mods, you will have to put at least 5 Forma onto it. But oh boy, is it worth it. This is a really fun weapon. Go and get it. Alright, and that's pretty much it for the video. So I thank you very much for watching as always, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.